I'm gonna sneeze again.
Go for it.
Sneezing is just evil leaving the body.
Technically. I mean, not really. Those germs have a family, I guess. But, whatever. It's gone. So, podcast. Hi, everybody. Fandom Flux podcast. What's up?
Damn, you started already?
Yeah. They get like 30 seconds of me talking about almost sneezing. We have riveting content here on this channel. So,
the reason why you say bless you is because your evil is leaving the body. So it's good.
We've really got to talk about this germism thing you have going, Zero. It's not cool. It's not okay in the current climate. All right, we need to have a talk about this. We need to have an I'm gonna stop.
Yeah. If Osmosis Jones taught me anything, it's germs are people too.
Yes, and they're also terrible people.
I don't think I can work with him anymore, Kenji. It's just the prejudice is just too much to deal with. So honestly, I feel very attacked here. I mean, I have germs in my body.
Yeah, you're being attacked by the viruses, the biological poison in your veins.
We need an HR rep in here. That's what we need. I'm going to stop now because, I don't know, this is probably actually going to get me in trouble. People are going to yell at me, but I'm going to stop. God, fear the Twitter. I'm Casey, just in case you needed the name of the person you're going to be browbeating with all of the DMs to the account that I don't actually look at anymore. Have fun with that. We have Kenchi.
Hi, I'm Kenchi618, and now I need to be in a Fast and Furious movie.
Now?
Well, yeah. In addition to the money, I feel like I would fit in just fine in that universe.
Also Zero, the germist.
The ghastly skeletal remains of Clifford the Big Red Dog cause fear in the depths of my soul.
What?
Have you seen the set photos for the live-action Clifford the Big Red Dog?
No, I didn't know that was a thing until 2 seconds ago.
Look at the rig they're using that they're going to be modeling.
Oh, God.
Doesn't that strike fear into you?
Looks like a T-Rex.
It's the legs that really... Yep. Yep.
I look at that and I'm like, I feel like I'm about to die. Like that's about to snuff out my life. It's like
does
Barney
look
the dinosaur.
Kind of like a Five Nights at Freddy's mascot. I'm not gonna lie.
It looks like Barney the dinosaur had sex with a pair of Crocs.
That's pretty accurate. Yeah.
If you zoom in, though, it's really terrifying. Of just like it's looking.
Why did they design it so that the eyes are unbalanced? One's lower than the other.
It terrifies me. This haunts my nightmares.
Like, if the designer of this couldn't get the eyes just on a level, I feel like that says more about the skill of the person doing it, or possibly them just being incredibly lazy. Fuck it, I'll put an eye. There'll do. That's fine.
Also, it takes 2 people to pilot this mecha. Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
It's Pacific Rim it.
Mm-hmm. You got a Pacific Rim it. Clifford the Red Dog. It's just a Pacific Rim mecha.
More terrifying than anything in that movie.
Also, we have Patient, kind of. I recorded a thing with him on Tuesday when we were first going to record this, but nobody else was available. So, Patient will be here. I will splice in the audio of talking to Patient, because He's not been on in a while, and we miss him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who wants to go first? Because I have stuff to talk about.
I don't care if you want to go first.
I can go first.
Yay, Zero. Hi, Zero.
So, hi. So, last Tuesday, I went to go volunteer in my mom's kindergarten classroom.
Oh God.
I've submitted a substitute teacher application to her district, and so my mom wanted to teach me about some classroom management skills.
And when you went to her school, people were like, "Oh God, there's two of them."
So
classroom management of 6-year-olds.
So one thing I've learned is that I now know a lot more of my mother's pain and why she's so irritable after work. Because, gosh, kindergartners are precious. They are lovely, but
yeah, practice whatever you have to say.
They don't shut up. Constantly asking teacher. One little girl left like the activity she was doing. She got done early and just kept asking me why.
Oh God.
And I kept answering, and we kept going back and forth for a while. I was like, you got to go sit over there with the rest of your class.
You don't know it, but your mum had made a bet with one of the other teachers. I guarantee this happened. She made a bet with one of the other teachers for how long you were going to last.
I don't have a car.
Because that kid wasn't going to stop.
I don't have a car. I couldn't leave until my mom left. So I was there for the entire school day. I helped out my mom cutting things out, gluing things together for the class because back to school night was the next day, and had to get ready for that. But it is not an experience that I am necessarily looking forward to repeating. But it's one I will be repeating.
Guess what? Too bad.
Regardless of my feeling.
You're gonna be repeating it. It's gonna happen again.
They're good kids. You just got to do positive reinforcement. Don't single the kid out if they do something bad. Just reward the other people who do good, so that you make the other kid feel jealous. They want to be good too. It's an omission of praise, not a. But lots of interesting things to learn from that whole experience. I took some notes. And then spent the last 30 minutes of class just sitting in her office and contemplating my life. But that's how it is sometimes.
Guess what? Your first job, elementary school.
Yeah.
I feel like elementary school would be a happy medium between kindergarten, which,
in America, kindergarten is part of elementary school.
Oh, okay. But yeah, actual elementary school where they're expected to learn things and not just doodle or whatever the fuck they do all day. Between kindergarten and high school where you're quite possibly going to get shot. Just saying, that's a thing.
Hey, that's just life, though. At least it won't be Clifford the red dog who puts me under.
High school? Dude, middle school.
Middle school is just filled with edge. So, in other words, ended up having a conversation with a friend the other day, and they ended up guest starring in one of our D&D games because somebody just left recently, and now they're probably going to be a permanent member, and that's really nice.
Yeah.
They're playing a paladin. Oath of Vengeance because edgy.
Yeah, I mean, in fairness, you said paladin, and I'm like, oh, they're going to be the buzzkill of the party. So, you basically saved it.
Paladin is really, really interesting if you play it right. You can make it not boring. It's just that a lot of people who play Paladin are boring. That's what I personally believe. Because, Paladin is not restricted to a certain... you don't have to be lawful good to be a Paladin in D&D 5e. You can be whatever particular alignment you want to be. That's perfectly fine. But people are stuck in the old mentality, which is a shame, really. I'm pretty much caught up on Critical Role. I'm actually also, speaking of that, like getting into the next episode, and I'm really liking where they've taken it eventually. Because there's a period of time in that season 2 of Critical Role where I was really not digging it. It was just boring.
Yeah, kind of aimless. They weren't really moving towards anything, just kind of bumming around places. Which is the part where I'm at now. I think you're talking about like the 20s kind of place.
Yeah.
In episodes, yeah. That's where I am.
Once they get to once they get off the boat and kind of actually get into Jorhas, that's when things really start to pick up, which actually isn't too far from. I think it's actually might be a little bit farther than I expected, but it's not too bad. But like once you get to Jorhas, it's like, yeah, okay, this is a lot more interesting. They're getting more into the political, pick your side already type thing. There's a lot more pressure on them, and they work a lot better when they're under that pressure. It's something that my DM in the Tuesday game has learned, is that like if we're not given an impetus to go out and do things, we're just going to end up bumming around and not doing much.
Yep,
because,
pretty much.
If you put the stress on the adventurers, and they don't necessarily need like money for something, it depends highly on the group, because a lot of the time what you're going to find is that they just screw around and don't really do much, and that's kind of boring. Like, yeah, because it could be more fun. So, yeah. Aside from that stuff, and currently looking for a new car right now, I'm gonna go see if I can buy one on Sunday.
So they written it off.
What was that?
Have they written it off?
It's totaled, and I am getting a check though that will significantly help pay for the car. The car was valued at $6,700, so that's really good.
Also, is that what the check was for?
Yeah, that's what the check is for.
It's pretty solid. You can absolutely get a car on that.
Yeah, and without having to do the car payment, hopefully. So I'll throw in my own money as well and see if I can get something that's decent and has airbags at work.
Yeah, that'd be good.
So that's the current goal. Aside from all of that and my existential fear of Clifford the Red Dog,
really not letting this go.
I can't. I can't. Not this time. I don't really have much else to report from my front, so take it away, Kenchi.
Okay, so Russell this weekend. Everyone knows that. Let's see. I was in a very weird 6-man tag where we didn't have to tag in and out.
That was super weird, and it ended super weird.
Yeah, it did. But
was that intentional, or I don't?
Yeah, it was supposed to end like that, but it was supposed to be cleaner, but it wasn't. Shit happens. Anyway,
I don't know how you make that clean. To be honest,
there was a way, but it didn't end up going that way. Wires were crossed. Things went wrong. And I felt bad until I learned, hey, I have a second match tonight, apparently.
Oh, joy.
And I think it went much better.
I will have to go back and watch that then, because it was like very early in the morning when I just watch that and go, oh, Kenshi's match is on first. Cool. I can watch that and then go to sleep. So.
Yeah, we had an unannounced impromptu match for the main event. Because apparently now in every show I do, I must work 2 or 3 matches. Which I guess means they have faith in me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is kind of how that's been going recently. Like, you basically cheating for that other guy that kind of sucks. I mean, intentionally sucks, but still. Yeah. That's been happening 3 sessions in a row?
Yeah, like, I didn't say anything because I wasn't here last week because I didn't have internet. But let's see, I had a show the weekend before, I had a show last weekend too. And I had to wrestle 3 times on that show. That was a night. God, I was so tired after that. But hey, they keep doing it, so I guess that means they must like what they're seeing. So yeah. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, I wasn't here Tuesday, and we had to do this today because Hobbs and Shaw, I had to go watch that.
I mean,
how is it?
Did you?
Yes,
Okay.
I did.
Right.
I did have to watch it. It was half price day, so I had to go watch it then during the afternoon. I liked it. Turn your brain off, realize that most of what you're about to see is very stupid. I liked it.
That's what I expect from Hobbs and Shaw.
Was it you, Kenshi, that was like, this is stupid, this team up doesn't make any sense? I don't remember.
No, it makes sense because, buddy cop movie. I never said anything about how this doesn't make sense that they're teaming up. It's just the whole genre is stupid. All the Fast and Furious now is stupid.
No.
Do you want to know what the first movie was about?
Cars?
Stealing VCRs. First movie about street racing and stealing VCRs off the back of trucks. Want to know what the last Fast and Furious movie was about? Nuclear submarine. Want to know what they're going to be doing 3 movies from now, probably?
Space.
Going to space.
Yep, space.
How the fuck are you going to drive a car in space, Casey?
You put NOS on the back of it.
Yep. There we go. Done. Problem solved. Screw you, science. We figured it out.
Honestly, in this Fast and Furious movie, there was more emphasis on in the Hobbs and Shaw movie, there was more emphasis on the cars than in the last Fast and Furious movie. But they didn't draw any attention to it. I don't even know what this is anymore. What even is this anymore?
Look, I'm just saying that the Fast and the Furious cinematic universe is very big and expanding every day.
But it's not. It's a linear line that's just widening.
Shut up, though. It's a cinematic universe.
It's widening. Expanding.
And apparently, The Rock and Vin Diesel have Charles Atlas superpowers.
Wait until the movie in which the Fast and the Furious crew has to go against a gang of evil self-driving cars manipulated by an AI.
You know that's going to be the next one, right?
That's totally going to happen.
That's absolutely going to happen. It's probably going to be the next one. Self-driving cars are a thing now.
It's probably going to happen, and I look forward to it.
I do too, actually. That sounds fun. That sounds stupid.
On the other hand, it's going to happen, and then it's going to be used as a rallying cry against self-driving cars, and it's going to make the whole thing even more stupid.
No, it's not. If anyone uses Fast and Furious as a frame for their argument, then automatically ignore them.
I don't know. the quality of discourse has kind of been going in that direction for quite a while.
And that's why I don't go outside unless I have to.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else we got? Unless anyone wants to talk about Hobbs and Shaw more. They had a good dynamic, I think. I've said it before. The Rock is The Rock in every movie, only less dynamic than he was when he was wrestling. Let's see, what else we got? Let's see, updated the X-Men story.
Woo! At some point, I will have time to go and read all of those things that I've not caught up on yet.
I do that at work because, didn't have internet at my house for a week. That was fun. Oh, also, I'm like 40 reviews away from having the top reviewed X-Men story on fanfiction.net. Suck it, world.
Yeah. World.
Yeah.
Suck it.
Yep.
This is what I do. I infiltrate your.
Kenshi needed to top another category.
Yeah, that's what I do. I infiltrate your established fandoms with my established fan base and make the review a billion times.
Please never write for Elder Scrolls. Just don't. Let me have this.
I don't know. You never know when the itch might strike. God, I'm like a conqueror, I take over one country and then I just see another one over there, and it's like, it'd be nice to rule that. And then I go take my army and conquer it.
Yes, that is like what you do. Yes.
Like bacteria.
I guess.
Zero.
Like a virus!
He's not wrong. He's really not wrong.
Infecting the system, taking it over.
I am. It's been like that for a while.
Okay, Zero, I feel like at this we have to deal with it. I'm going to put you down for a tolerance seminar. We're going to get all these issues that you have with germs and viruses and bacteria.
You don't know the
we're going to
stuff
talk them
I've
through.
seen. You don't know the E. coli I've seen in the kitchen.
Ew.
You don't know.
I don't think I want to.
And he does work at KFC. It's...
Another reason to not go to KFC, I guess.
Purify it with fire.
Okie doke. Other than that, a while back, like a month ago, me and Casey finished Super Mario Let's Play, and we're finally gonna start putting them up this week. First one should come out Friday.
Woo.
So that's gonna be a thing. You get to see Casey's racist Italian caricature of Bowser, or hear it, I guess.
Look.
Okay.
I don't know when that kicks in, the first or second episode.
Casey, I know you have a problem, Casey. We'll get you hooked up with that tolerance seminar very soon.
Okay. In fairness, it was talking over a game where there is an Italian who is a plumber who has a giant mustache and goes, "It's a me!" It's not a lot of down to go from there, really. How much worse could I make it?
A lot, actually.
Oh God, you gotta listen to the episodes.
A surprising amount of worseness is to be found. Sentences.
Yeah. You weren't even like racist against Italians. You were like racist against Koopas.
Which is its own problem. At the tolerance seminar, we'll address that, Casey.
Fucking turtles.
It's not Bowser's fault. This dick has spikes on it, okay?
You think Bowser...
You just have to watch the episode to see what the hell that means.
If Bowser falls over backwards, does he get stuck in the ground?
Probably.
Yeah, he's a giant dude. He probably does get buried in there.
Because he has the spikes on the back of his shell.
Yeah. Got tread.
Just gets stuck there.
Also, he's a giant fucking turtle, so even if he didn't have those spikes, he couldn't turn over because he's a stupid fucking turtle. He's stupid!
Look, I know we have a problem here, Casey, but, like, it's gonna be okay. It's not fair to hate an entire race of fictional creatures based on their characteristics.
Yes, it is.
Except for bacteria.
This got really weird. Just all over.
Well, fortunately for you, I'm done. So,
You know why it's really weird? Because even with how ridiculous this is, I still feel like we're going to get mobbed by Twitter for it. I just...
good thing I'm not on Twitter.
Yeah. Anything else, Kenji?
Nah, I'm done.
Okay. So.
Oh, Slicer's
Hey,
typing in the chat. Is he actually going to be here? Or is he going to say he's sorry he fell asleep?
Probably both.
Who knows? Will he join us in the Clifford, the Red Dog Mecca?
But then we'd have 6 legs. Or no, we'd have like 8 legs. That'd be a terrifying Clifford.
Could you imagine, though?
No.
Clifford, the Red Dog. You ever see that nightmare art of Garfield? That's just like horrifying and assaults every single sense of decency that you have.
No.
It's like that, but for Clifford.
I don't think I want to see what you're talking about either.
Good. I had the unfortunate of it showing up on my Twitter timeline.
Apparently, Slicer slept for 14 hours.
Yeah.
I think that's a problem.
I mean, for
Yeah.
who?
I think
For
that's
us,
he
maybe.
has
Not for him.
insomnia and it's his day off, so it's not really that surprising.
Like, I would sleep for 14 hours if I could get away with it, but I have too much shit to do on a day-to-day basis to get away with that.
Cool.
Sleep is incredible.
So my week, that commission that I had for 10,000 words has now become 20,000 words, right as I was about to finish. So, okay, that's...
Price go up.
It's gonna keep on trucking with that. So,
how did it become 20,000 words?
Because he wanted more.
This is really great. Here,
Yeah.
have more.
Is he paying for it?
Yes, it's a commission.
Okay. All right. I mean, like, paying extra for the 20,000.
So,
Well, good for you.
Hey, you know what? If he keeps paying you forever, that's a stable job.
Yeah.
No, it's not. But it's not. But you know.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool, and I will be writing more of that today to finish out the first 10,000 words and the part that I actually have a reasonable plan for. And then we're in the weeds, and we're going to see how that goes from there. Because, aside from that, video games. You know what I did? Yeah, 2 days ago? I started my Switch again. Yay! It's been so long.
What are you doing on it?
I bought 2 games.
Oh.
One is a little game you might know of called Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Okay.
It is pretty good. I have been having fun with it. I chose the Empire.
Yeah! Welcome to the Empire.
And later found out things can happen in that route that I should be aware of before, getting to them. So I found out about those and found out I would have done the things that needed doing anyway. So that's cool.
Yeah, I did. I did those things completely, just naturally playing it, so it's perfectly fine.
Yep. I will protect my albino moon princess until the very end.
You're Mitsuru.
Yeah, it is literally Mitsuru, including voice actor. So yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
The obvious choice.
I'm down. Yeah. Yeah, so that's pretty fun. From what I can tell, the character building aspects seem pretty straightforward and vaguely linear. It doesn't punish you for going against what they're supposedly good at. Like, you could give Edelgard, the axe lady, you could teach her magic if you really wanted to. It just makes it a lot harder to do that, and disincentivizes you from doing that.
The one thing I'll say is,
let me just supposedly towards the end of the game, it sort of just pushes you back towards the default character methods also.
Okay, so here's the deal with that. In particular with it is a lot harder to, at least on your first go around with it, because it's easy on New Game Plus to raise skill levels. The first time around, there's certain classes where it's like, this class can't cast magic, so if you teach this character magic, they just can't use it. But for example, Edelgard, right? Mm-hmm. You can teach her magic, and she has those stars by reason.
Oh yeah,
I believe. So once all those stars are filled, that suddenly goes from being, oh, she's bad at it, to being, oh, she's really good at it. And then that helps raise that, and all the lords get unique classes after the time skip. And so, like, Edelgard's one, for example, can use magic. So that's really good. But if you go and you try to master every single class, by mastering different classes, you can also get stat bonus. Or different skills, actually, by mastering, but by unlocking them, you can get stat bonus. So it would be in your interest to unlock what you can and see if you can get stat bonuses for free, basically. Naturally, every character is going to have something that they're good at, and hey, might as well go for that. Like, there's usually, the way I see it is, every character has one or two different routes they can go down, depending on your preference. Like, for example, Dorothea, right? She's really good with swords and reason.
Mm-hmm.
One of the master classes is a mortal savant who relies specifically on swords and reason. But if you push faith for her, then she can become Gremory, which is really good at faith and reason.
Yeah.
And it just is like full spellcaster. And those are the two main paths that are going to be best for her. So there's variation, but it's not as, like, you can attempt to force somebody to be something completely different, but that takes a lot of time, and honestly, it's a lot easier with a lot of the New Game Plus bonuses you get.
Right. Okay. Cool. Good to know. But yeah, that's a really good game. It's odd the way they seem to have decided to do support conversations in this one. Like, I remember in Awakening, playing that the first time, it was like, okay, these characters can have a C-rank support conversation. You do it, and it's like, okay, they just kind of don't see particularly eye to eye, but there's nothing, they're vaguely friendly. In this one, it's like, you can have a C-grade support conversation. These guys get along better, and the conversation is them fucking hating each other.
It's establishing their relationship.
Which is usually why they hate each other, yes.
So, I really like that. There's characters, it's like, for Black Eagles, Hubert. All of his, like, pretty much all of his low-rank support conversations are him just being a huge asshole to people.
Yeah, he's fucking great.
It's hilarious. But, like, once you get him up in those ranks, there gets to be more genuine conversations, but I feel like a lot of the C ranks in this are written as such as, like, this is a relationship between these two specific characters, because you're not likely to see that in a lot of cutscenes. So establish a relationship, then maybe they start to get closer, and then they're friends.
Yeah. It's really good, though. I like it.
Yeah.
Like, I saw the one for, I think it was Ferdinand and Hubert.
Yes.
It's like, oh, God. It was so vicious. It was great. And you kind of get it. It's good because you kind of get it as well. Like, the characters are well written enough that you get where each character is coming from for those. So,
yeah,
that's always a good sign.
because you have the son of the prime minister and the person who is extremely loyal to the emperor, and it's just like, I don't like you. You're trying to outdo my emperor.
And his response is, well, yeah, because I need to advise her if I ever think she's going wrong, so I need to know more than her sometimes. That's kind of my job. So, yeah, that's really good character plotting. That's good.
Yeah, I know. It's very well written.
Yeah. I'm gonna replay that game so many times, I swear. And I'm dreading every future playthrough because I'm gonna end up having to kill all the characters that I like in the Empire. It's gonna suck.
It becomes a lot easier to recruit them in the next run through. But also,
but I'm gonna have to kill my Moon Princess. I don't want to do that.
Also, each different route, you'll find some of them portray those characters differently, because if you're playing with that character and you're watching over that particular student, they have an ally in you. They're likely to be a lot more stable when the time skip comes. But when you look at it from the other perspective, it's like, wow, that person's crazy. So there's a lot of fighting between people who play different routes first, because everybody thinks the other person's crazy, and it's awesome, and it's great writing.
So yeah. Also, I don't know whether this is a spoiler, so technically it's not one. But I like how the church actually looks kind of evil if you look into them for even a second.
There might be some problems there.
Don't comment too firmly, Zero, because, like I say, I don't know, so it's technically not a spoiler. But I went into the library, because it's like, hey, look at all the things. It's information, backstory, and stuff. And I read one thing that was like, these are the 5 commandments of the goddess. And I'm paraphrasing, but they read as such. The goddess is fucking great. Number 2, seriously, you guys need to worship the goddess. She's super cool. Number 3, honor your mother and father, I guess, because they also worship the goddess, and you should do what they do. Number 4, have I mentioned how cool the goddess is yet? She's really super fucking cool. Number 5, probably don't lie or cheat or steal or kill people, I guess. Unless the goddess tells you to, because then it's okay, because she told you to, and then it's okay.
But don't you want to seduce the Pope?
Yeah, I mean, she's voiced by Jeremy Lee, so kind of, but...
I believe that, actually, that particular S rank is platonic.
Oh. Shame. Oh well. But yeah, that was a fun book to read. I laughed wildly at reading that because it was so fucking dumb and so openly villainous. Again, don't know whether that plays out that way, but yeah, it's really sinister to read that. Hi, Slicer, by the way. How's it going? Okay, Slicer, did you want to test your microphone? Yep, just fix the microphone. Yep.
Was he saying things?
Okay.
Oh, there he
I was
is.
saying things that just wasn't going through.
There we go.
I have more.
Hi, Slicer.
Hey. So I set my alarm for 11:15 p.m. instead of a.m. and then slept 14 hours again. So that's awesome. I don't know how that keeps happening.
Well, you're well rested. It's fine.
Very. And ruined the rest of my day because I'm not going to be tired until 4 p.m. tonight or 4 a.m. tonight.
Yeah. So, just to round out my week, other thing that I did this week, I said I bought 2 games. I remember that now. And the second game I bought is called Omega Labyrinth Life.
I looked into this. Wow.
Yup.
WoW is in what? I don't have a Switch.
Okay. So it's also on the PS4 if you want to get it for that. But you see, the reason I bought it for the Switch is because you know how Sony has this weird thing about censorship nowadays because they move their head offices to California where the fucking Twitterati are, and everyone wants everything censored because boobs are scary. Yeah. So Sony censored that game to hell and back because boobs are very prominent, and I kind of get it to an extent, but also, you know, if you're going to sell the game anyway. So the PS4 version is censored to hell and back. The Switch version, the Nintendo family-friendly Mario and Zelda and
they're
stuff.
They're shaking that label.
They are doing everything they can to do that, it seems. Yep. That game is fully uncensored on the Switch.
Sounds promising.
So I bought it basically as a £50 protest against censorship from Sony. Then I played it to see what it was. And the gameplay is basically Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, which is fine. I didn't hate those games. And as you go through a labyrinth, because it's, you know, procedural generation labyrinths with monsters and such, as you defeat monsters, your character's tits grow.
What's this game called again?
Omega Labyrinth Life.
Okay. I need to look. I'm curious.
Investigate.
Yep. So, as you go through a dungeon, your character's tits will grow, and when you rest, you find a hot spring to rest, and there is a scene in a hot spring where you can, you know, touch places. There is Steam censoring, but that's about it. And then if you find an unidentified item, you can have the character basically tit-wank it into making sense. Basically. No, I'm not exaggerating. It is a phallic-shaped object that they place between the breasts. And
yeah, I'm watching the trailer. I'm watching the trailer. I just saw that. What the hell?
And then there is the crafting mechanic, because there's this whole thing about flowers, and flowers have all wilted and you need to replant them again to make them bloom, is the main thrust of the story. And to do that, you need to get a substance called nectar.
I see where this is going.
Yeah, basically it's you make the character masturbate, and then the female ejaculate is the it's nectar, because it's from honey pot.
I think we got it. We got it.
That's
okay.
It's pretty much what the game is. Yep.
I can see why they censored it.
Yeah.
What is the censorship of this game even going to be? Would that even be?
I don't know. Like, if they want to censor so hard, you would think that Sony would just go, no.
No, let's not use this.
Yeah. Like, that's fair enough if you don't want to sell the product, but altering the product to fit your whims, and a product like this that I don't even know what this would look like being censored. I don't know what the point is. I haven't gone that far into it because, like I say, I bought Fire Emblem at the same time, which is just a better game just because it's a better game. I mean, this is a B game at its face. It's not a massive, complicated game with super high-end stuff. Like, it's still got the Japanese voice track because it's too expensive to do dub. So, but from what I played of it, yeah, it's pretty fine. Like I say, it's Mystery Dungeon. It's a kind of game that I've played before that I didn't hate. It was just kind of inconvenient on the ways that I played it, because emulators suck. So yeah, it's not bad. And the fan service elements are surprisingly vulgar, but that's not a thing I have a problem with either. So yeah, it's just a really odd situation. But yeah, so I'll probably play more of that after my 6th playthrough of Fire Emblem, because that's a really good game.
Fair enough. I'm surprised it's a decent game, actually, and also how crass that all is. Wow, did not expect that.
Yup.
Way to go, Nintendo.
Yep. you grew up with us, I guess, to be entirely juvenile and obsessed with tits, I guess. But, no judgment.
If I wasn't just buying a car on Sunday.
Alright, so apparently now that we've corrupted the Christian youth that is zero,
I'm joking. I'm not going to spend $50 on porn.
yeah, it's really expensive for what it is, I'm not going to lie. But, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much my week, though. Got more writing to do, so I can go back to playing Fire Emblem, and then more writing to do, so I can go. It's basically a reward system for myself at this point. Slicer, how you doing? Slicer, how you doing?
There we go. Starting my fucking microphone, otherwise it doesn't work. It's great. I love this. But I haven't had much of a week. Honestly, things have been pretty tame. I got a massage yesterday, which I really needed. My back gets kind of fucked up. So, feeling pretty good. That's nice.
Yeah.
Saw a movie where they killed a newborn baby on screen, so that was interesting.
What? Why?
It was a movie about this. There's a lot going on in it, but a prophet has a baby, and the crowd is waiting outside to announce the savior, and they all crowd surf the baby, and you don't do that with the newborn baby, and then they eat it. It was a really fucked up movie. Mother on Hulu. To embrace the savior's power or something. Yeah, it's called Mother on, I think, Hulu.
Cool. Not gonna look into that.
Yeah, it really fucked me up. That's gonna stick with me for a little while.
Honestly, thought you were talking about a Serbian film at first.
No, it was, yeah, it's, yeah.
Same kind of level.
There's
Same kind of level.
A lot of I've never seen it. I've never seen Serbian film. There was a lot of allegories to religion and the relationship with Mother Nature that we all have. So that was signifying the birth of Jesus, apparently. So fun. Aside from that, I haven't actually done much of anything this week. I'm thinking about dropping my Netflix account for Crunchyroll. That's it. I just blanked on the name. Because I don't really watch Netflix, and there are quite a few anime this season that I'm actually really interested in watching, and they're about the same price, I think.
It's like $6 for Crunchyroll.
Then I would be saving quite a bit of money. Netflix is up to like $15.
Yep.
Or something like that.
Not really worth it nowadays.
It's not, considering I don't watch anything. I keep browsing the news section, and there's nothing that I ever really want to watch. It's shocking how much human entertainment there is that's just empty. Or just, it doesn't interest me in the slightest.
I have a Verve account because Crunchyroll never works for me. Ever. Which has the added benefit of having access to old cartoons, which is weird.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wait, isn't there an anime service that's like, it's Crunchyroll and a bunch of other stuff?
Yeah, that's
probably
Verve.
Okay.
Also, Crunchyroll isn't known for being the most stable of service, so considering your internet, maybe don't.
Yeah, Verve is pretty stable. It's $10, but so it's a slightly more than Crunchyroll, but you get a lot more.
That's not a bad idea. I had actually forgotten about that, so I'll definitely look into that. Because, I mean, I would only be able to watch it at work, and that's not the best for some anime.
They got out for Verve. So, yeah, it works really well. Very good player on it.
Awesome. That's really the deciding factor in a lot of services is their video player, if it's any good or not.
Yeah.
Also,
I
Who
don't
would
know
have
why
thought?
YouTube's the only good one.
Also, I just realized I think this has access to like Rooster Teeth stuff too.
It does.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet. That's even better because first membership just went up and they just auto charged me for it, so that was fun.
I don't know whether they do first membership content on there or if it's just regular Rooster Teeth content. But yes, they do that stuff.
That would be just fine. I tried to watch the latest episode of Camp Care, which is the first only thing for a little while,
Mhm.
and then I got an email saying, "Hey, so you tried to watch this thing? We're taking $35 from you." Because my account used to be first, I think, or something like that. I used to be at the highest member of what you could be, and I guess they never bothered charging me because I never tried accessing that content until I did. It's a really weird situation.
Hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are very confused to angry. Like, depends on who you ask. Hmm.
Yeah, if I was lower on money and this was actually a dangerous thing to happen to me, I would be pretty pissed off. But
I am just going to quickly check my PayPal account just to see whether they. Because you see, I recently re-upped for a year, so I'm gonna make sure they didn't fuck me over with that. Because that would be
yeah,
really shit.
I would definitely encourage that. Speaking of charging, PSN auto charged me for PlayStation Plus, which I don't remember applying for. So I think I might have been hacked for like 5 minutes until I got my password set up, or
Yeah.
a different one and two-factor put in. I don't know why someone would hack my account and then get PlayStation Plus with it, but whatever.
It sounds like somebody else just bought PlayStation Plus on your account,
Yeah,
which
but no one has access to it, which is really confusing. And my PlayStation's sitting 4 feet from.
Hmm.
So that was a weird situation. But hey, I got a couple free games out of it because PSN gives you free games. I'm not sure if I'll be able to keep them after the PlayStation Plus runs out. So I'm sure as I'm not getting it again. Because I don't actually play anything online because I can't.
Hmm. Oh, that is one thing about Fire Emblem that I noticed that is kind of annoying. The very bare bones features that it actually has for an online service, you need Nintendo Online to use.
Oh, is it worth getting the PlayStation Online? I mean the
Sorry, the
Switch
Switch
Online.
Online thing.
I mean, there's really not a lot in terms of online for like Fire Emblem, but like for it gives you for free access to the Tetris 99. It gives you access to a bunch of NES games. It looks like they'll be adding SNES games relatively soon. They filed a patent for a
Patent.
Switch SNES patent for a Switch SNES controller recently, which means they might be adding that to that free list of games you get with the Switch Online. But honestly, if there's nothing that is immediately grabbing your attention, I'd say wait. It's less expensive than other onlines, but yeah, I'd say wait unless you like playing online a lot with friends, because I play online a lot with friends, like with Smash and everything. So that's kind of a necessity for me.
Still need to get back into Smash. Unfortunately, in order to get Fire Emblem, I had to delete it. So, did not fit. I've bought a SD card for it just because, 32 gig is not a lot of space. Hell, it's not even
Yeah,
that,
I
is it? It's like
remember.
16.
No, it's
Wow.
32. It's 32.
Hmm.
But I got a 128 gigabyte card back when the Switch first came out.
Same,
And I've
that's the
been
one I
running on
bought, yeah.
So the base Switch has just as much space as my phone.
It can fit a lot more games.
It's
to be
a
fair.
fucking Nintendo console. It's not like we're talking The Witcher 3 or any... Oh, wait, it is coming out on Switch, isn't it? But everything is massively downscaled, so it's a lot smaller than most games.
It's also like Nintendo as a company has a really powerful way of compressing their games down. Like Breath of the Wild is a massive game. That's only like 13 gigs.
Wow.
Yeah, but remember the graphical fidelity isn't exactly high. Like, I'm not complaining that it's not the most realistic vector graphics bullshit as anything.
They stylized it, but a game just like that on the PlayStation 4 would be 50 gigs, even if you kept it exactly the same. Because
that's because people just basically don't compress anything anymore.
Yeah.
So
32 gig may not sound like a lot, but you can fit a lot on there normally, as long as you're not like downloading the massive 100-hour JRPGs with 3D overworld.
Yeah, like I say, the largest games that I have are fucking Smash, that was like 11 gig, and fucking Fire Emblem, which is about the same size. So did have to choose one or the other, though, unfortunately. But that's what SD cards are for. And SD cards are cheap as shit.
Yeah. Getting cheaper, like every day they're getting cheaper.
Oh, I never. So the PlayStation Network thing. Ever since my eBay account got hacked and someone bought a $70 Gundam, what the fuck? But that was an interesting situation.
You sure it's not someone you know who did that?
They might have. I'm not really sure. I hope not, because that's pretty fucked up for a joke.
Yep.
But so I've made a habit of yanking my payment information off most services that I could just enter it once and take it back off, because I don't use them very often. Like the PlayStation. I can't take my card off my... It needs at least one form of payment on it. So... And I'm trying to contact support, and they're open for like 1 hour a day. And they have no email. And their phone doesn't work. This is a major entertainment industry thing. I can't contact them. What the hell? So I can't put in a support ticket to be like, hey, can you guys take my payment information off my PlayStation? So that's been frustrating. Actually, I'll have to see if they're open right now after the podcast.
So, anything else?
Nah.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
Zero, you were going to say something?
Hey, Slicer.
What's up?
Have you seen Clifford the Big Red Dog?
Did they make a live action of that?
Yes. Look at the chat. See the Clifford the Big Red Dog?
Oh, that's what that is. Okay.
Yeah.
I had seen the pictures of it. Yes, I have never seen the movie. Does
it terrify you like it terrifies me?
A little bit. Also, that seems kind of small to be Clifford. I mean, that's only like 10 feet tall.
Clifford's size varied from book to book.
When they bring out the large rig, that's when we should run.
He was as big as he needed to be for that episode.
Because when they bring out the large rig, that's when we have to call in Godzilla.
Wow.
This could be the next part of the Kaiju.
Godzilla versus King Kong versus Clifford the Big Red Dog.
I'm gonna watch it.
I would watch that.
I'm not gonna lie, that was probably the best part of reading Ninja Tactics, was that Clifford was the giant dog summon. it literally did end up with Clifford in kaiju battles. That was a thing that happened. It was pretty great. Yet another thing I need to catch up on. All right, so
I can't wait for Clifford the Big Red Dog to be confirmed for Fate Go.
Hey, Patience here, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Yay.
It's been a long time. Almost a month now, hasn't it?
I don't actually know. I don't keep track. But yes, it's been a little bit. So, because schedules got super confusing and awkward, like everyone's available but on different days, and it's really confusing. We have Patient here, who, hi Patient, how's it going? Basically.
Well, it's going all right. The last few weeks have been largely uneventful, but a few things stand out. First, a couple of this past weekend, we attended my aunt's funeral in a city a few hours away from here. Basically, the closest thing to a grandmother on my father's side that we have. Unlike my mother's mother, she had a funeral. All the trimmings and such. Lots of people showed up. So I never realized just how amazing of a woman she was until then. But I'm glad I had the chance to know her. And never really gone, right? Aside from that, it's mostly been the same with me. Work and gaming in my downtime, writing with the rest of the Crossbrain. We have managed to publish the next chapter.
I did see that. I have yet to read it, but it's there.
People are raving about it. They think that this is the best that we've done since Ennie's Lobby.
Okay, you're setting expectations? Expectations pretty high there. So, I'll get on that. Super mad at myself now. Expectations.
Aren't you the editor?
Yeah, but, everyone should understand my failings. It keeps me humble, right? That's... Yeah.
Alright. So, yeah. We're just going to be ramping things up in the next few chapters. It should be all kinds of fun. Very much looking forward to it. Beyond that, still obsessed with the Persona series, with Persona 5.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
But I'm getting even more obsessed with Persona 5 The Royal.
Yep.
I'm going to have to be very careful in avoiding spoilers for...
Oh, yep. No kidding.
Who knows how long? I mean...
It comes out next month.
Not quite. It comes out on Halloween.
It comes... What, does it? I thought it was in September when they first announced the release date, but I guess they moved it.
Yeah, I'd assume so.
So
yeah, I distinctly recall it's Halloween.
Oh...
We're not going to get it until next year. And you're probably going to get it before I do.
I can check that real quick. It's possible. I think that has been known to happen for niche Japanese games. Okay, that's 31st. Okay, let's try to narrow that down, please. Thank you. In the West in 2020. So that's... I think they had a soft release date of April, but we'll see how that goes. So they have not set specific release dates for different territories aside from the West.
Fair enough. Well, I'll keep hoping, but both Zomniac and myself are very eager to see what the game brings next.
It's gonna be so good.
Yes. You want to know something else about my playing through of Persona 5? I reached the Boat Palace again. And I'm still too far away from maxing out all of my confidants at once, and upon realizing that entering that it's upon the conclusion of the casino palace that you get a bunch of exclusive scenes, I decided, no, this is unacceptable. I'll have to start over again. So I've started over again.
Use a guide. For the love of God, use a guide.
I don't think that I will.
Okay.
Maybe if I have to start again after this time.
I respect your tenacity to an extent, at least.
Thank you. So what's next? Well, I do have another job application out.
Yeah.
For a credit union rather than a bank. So here's hoping for something positive.
It's still probably going to have you doing sales, whether fully or just to an extent, but you probably won't be as understaffed as where you are now?
I think it's going to be more of the reverse of what you just said. When my parents... We found out about this because my mother was setting up a new account at our credit union for my grandmother's estate, handling all of that sort of stuff. And they were incredulous about the requirements of my position, so I have a feeling that if there is going to be an element of trying to get more accounts, I mean, they were, if I understand right, they were incredulous at the whole concept of quotas. Maybe credit unions do things differently. We'll find out. Or I will, rather.
I mean, I suppose if it's specifically... I don't know how financial institutions work, so I'd just be talking out of my arse, so I'm just not going to. But,
well,
here's hoping it works out.
Credit unions are by nature non-profit organizations, so there's that.
Oh, that might be why then. Yeah.
Yes. So, once again, I'm hopeful. Very, very hopeful. But we'll see what happens. So, what's next? Oh, yeah. What do you think of Gene Simmons?
In general?
In Obstagoon.
He's a badger. I can't argue with a badger. Badger. Like, yeah, we don't have raccoons in this country, so it absolutely makes sense to change that motherfucker into a badger. I am down. I'm going to have a team of Obstagoons, and I'm going to call them the Goon Squad, and we're going to rock through the entire region, and that's how we do in Galar. I think that's what it's called.
you guys are going to have a lot of fun talking about this in a couple of days.
I think we talked about it last week. I can't quite remember. We might have done. Yeah.
Well, still.
Yeah.
Should be interesting. Not sure what I think about the new Pika clone. The move is interesting, how it changes type based on the form, but
I like the evil version. The regular version I could honestly do without, but the evil version. Like, Mimikyu doesn't seem sinister enough, so I like that we have an evil Pikachu now.
But come on now, he's not evil, he's hungry and angry. You wouldn't wish being hungry and angry on someone, right?
Yeah, I guess that basically is just saying the Pokemon's kind of mistreated when he's in that form. That's kind of not cool. I mean,
yeah.
It just makes me sad.
Sorry.
But then if I treat him good, then he turns into a fake Pikachu, and that just makes his whole life worse. Being a second-rate version of something that's already overrated. Wouldn't wish that on anyone.
Well, this is an interesting way for the conversation to go. So, what else beyond that? Well, Zomniac is holding out hope for a couple of new evolutions based on the theme that we're going with, a steel type and a dragon type. Knights and dragons could be fun.
I could see one of those. Not both. Because, like, they don't seem to like to do big amounts of evolutions since Gold and Silver. They just tend to, like, do one per generation, I think. I'd have to double check on Leafeon and Glaceon, but...
Yeah, those two were introduced at the same time.
Really?
Both in Gen 4, yes.
So Gen 3 didn't get one.
Yeah. And I mean, they've only introduced one since then, so...
Yeah, for the new typing. Ugh. I feel like they could have been more imaginative than making the fairy type pink and fluffy. But oh well. Maybe that's my bias talking.
Well, would you call Galarian Weezing pink and fluffy?
No. He is a pair of dapper English gentlemen.
That's... It's really good. Just... it's just hilarious.
I like the detail of it having, like, a poison mustache. Because, you know, with, like, the upper class and what they get up to, they probably have some poisonous stuff in their stashes usually as well. Just saying.
That's a good one.
Art imitates life sometimes. You never know.
Well, yeah. We'll see what else they release. I am optimistic about the new generation.
Yeah.
I do wonder what they'll do with the Switch. I also wonder if they'll add in more of the theme of all legendary Pokemon are available now like they did in Oras and Usa. I'm hoping not, but I'm hoping that they bring back the Swords of Justice.
I know very little about them, except I wasn't overly enthused about them. Like, okay, the horses, well, unicorn, technically one of them is, I think. But,
Bighorns.
Oh, right, okay.
Steel and fighting, grass and fighting, ground and fighting. Formidable altogether. And the fourth one is a mythical. Was only ever given out in an event. Water and fighting.
Yeah, I didn't like Kildare, but that's just me.
I mean, I'd just like to see some kind of habitat for. I mean, Keldeo and several other mythical Pokemon, you can't find them anywhere in the world, and there's just something really artificial about that, it seems. There should be some kind of habitat for them. I mean, Mew had Faraway Island in Emerald version.
Yeah, I mean, I keep talking these up, but I did like in the hack versions where the creator just basically gave each one a habitat, more or less.
Yeah.
So you would find them in places you would probably expect to find that type of Pokemon.
Yes. That's what I would like to see. If I were skilled enough, I would create my own hackups. Skilled enough and had the time, of course.
It's a very labor-intensive process, if I understand correctly.
I can imagine. I mean, my girlfriend is working on RPG, just programming day in and day out and making it as thorough as she can. It's a long process. But she has high hopes for it, and so do I.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that just about does it. It's just been a pretty plain few weeks, 1 month.
Time's difficult, I understand.
So,
as our words.
To everyone who can hear me now, sorry that I'm not everyone else. But thank you very much for allowing me this time, Casey.
Yeah, good to hear from you, just in general. Yay.
Likewise to you.
We did Patreon last week, right?
Yes, we did.
Cool. Any recommendations?
I have a few recommendations for other podcasts that you can listen to after this.
Okay, cannibalize our audience. Who gives a fuck? Go for it.
Well, because specifically, there's one fiction podcast I've been listening to called Wolf 359. It's complete. It's like 60 episodes, and the premise is a group of individuals on this space station orbiting around a dwarf star called Wolf 359. Yes, I'll give you the link. And it starts off very comedy focused, but as it progresses, it gets more and more serious and more dire. As being on a space station, there's a lot that can go wrong. There's a lot that does go wrong. And I highly recommend it. It's very fun. Also, if you haven't heard of it before, there's a podcast called Limetown, which is about the disappearance of a fictional town called Limetown. It was a research facility, and as part of the research, they kind of imitated a real town, and that is really interesting in terms of coming at it from the perspective of a reporter who's investigating this, fake town and where the all of a sudden missing people suddenly disappeared to. because like 300 people just suddenly disappeared. The entire town is just gone.
Damn you, Cell.
So yes, so Limetown, Wolf 59. If you want to have a good story,
Patient isn't even in the call, and he's calling you out for not giving links. Come on, dude.
Give me a second. But these are two very good podcasts. Because I've been listening to other podcasts just on iTunes while I'm working.
That is a gorgeous cat, though. I'm not gonna lie, it's fucking great.
It's true.
I think any cat's a gorgeous cat.
So,
That's true too.
I believe they're both on Spotify as well. But I'll get you guys some links.
Also, great thing about Fire Emblem that I forgot to mention: fucking dogs and cats, fucking everywhere. I love it.
There's so many cats.
Yeah. You're just wandering around the monastery and it's just a fucking cat sitting there in the middle of a field. It's just like, yeah, yeah. It's great. I love it so much.
So, these are the podcasts. Because, hey, if you like one audio show, you might like some other audio shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you like Snapple, you might also enjoy crack.
Sure.
You might think he's talking about drugs, but there's actually a drink called crack. There's like 3 A's in it. It's, yeah.
Sure. Yes.
So, yeah, thanks for listening, I guess. Rooster Teeth didn't charge me, by the way. Just checked. It's fine.
Good. Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
That's the second time I've done that joke. Thanks for listening to the Fandom Flux Podcast, episode 273, probably. I don't know, something like that. If you'd like to get in contact with us, you need to do so through the YouTube channel with comments, though it's unreliable, because YouTube is spotty at best when it comes to letting creators know about anything at all. Or through the public Discord, which is linked in the description, where we are actually pretty regularly there to read things. So, yeah. Please donate on Patreon if you feel so inclined. It helps stuff. Slicer has to pay for medical massages. Like, that's not a joke. And Zero is buying a new car. And I don't know, Kenji's probably got problems. And fucking...
I gotta pay for gas to go up the fucking road every weekend.
Yeah, once again, thanks for listening and stuff. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Fucking microphone.